Hello and welcome back to the Intel Challenge Katowice. Joining me will be Risk. We are going into what will be second last game of today. Obviously the winner gets to play one more. The loser is out. Done. They're going home. And then after that last, so are we. It's been a long day. But I'm actually looking forward to this one. I haven't got to cast Team Expert yet. A team that I wanted to see throughout the tournament. Silhouette. I have spoken to them a little bit. They seem like lovely people, but so far the Counter-Strike's not going very well.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there because I casted the first expert game, and despite them not getting a lot of rounds, I liked what they were doing and their idea behind the games. It just their execution lacked a bit, but the ideas were really good. On Silhouette, it's kind of like
it was the same actually for Silhouette.
Yeah,
they had a lot of like smart ideas. Like they had a left-sided Inferno smoke setup where they wrapped around. In some of the pistol rounds, they had a lot of utility, so they clearly knew what they wanted to be doing. The problem is, I just don't think they have the experience yet to actually execute some of it. And also the way that LDLC were playing was like, okay, we're going to just send Suri to go wherever she wants, attack you from anywhere, take aggressive peeks. Like, again, I compared it to sort of the old JW style, where it's just like, you don't know where he's going to be, and that's terrifying.
That is true. That is a terrifying fact. But we, of course, talked about our predictions when we ended the last game. I was saying something like 16-6, 16-8 in favor of Team Expert. What are you saying?
I'm inclined to go around that sort of area. I think I want to go a little bit higher. I want to say like 16-9. That's what I'm going to go for. I'm hoping that Silhouette will be able to show a little bit more on this map. Obviously, Inferno, brand new to the map pool. I spoke to them and they were like, we're feeling confident on all the maps. That is I never like that as a sign because there is no team in the world which is good at all maps.
Nope.
It just doesn't happen. So obviously it means that they are going to be playing. Like obviously they've got tactics. The big problem I have, we've seen a lot of Cobble today, and I feel like a lot of teams have really struggled defending the B side.
Yeah.
And I feel like that will be a factor in this game.
I agree. That's usually the one thing you have with teams going, like, if you can't defend that B push, then there's not a lot you can do really, because then the T's can just constantly B push. And then when you think, okay, they're not going to push like 4 times in a row, then it comes to 5th push. And then, they're not going to go 5 times in a row, 6th push.
Well, it's always the thing, like, if something isn't broken, you don't fix it.
Exactly.
You don't just change. That was always like, I feel like the originals were the Virtus Pro of that. It was just like, until you stop us, we are going to do this again and again and again. And when you finally stack that site, we're going to A.
Yeah.
And that was always just a thing.
The plow.
You would mind game yourself out of that one very, very quickly. Now,
exactly.
I think I've seen some very questionable ways to defend B so far today. I think the retake strategy that we saw coming out from Vexed blew my mind in a way that was not good. Because I was just like, you're trying to retake B?
Yeah.
Okay. Normally people
it's a
stack that one.
fresh new idea, mate.
It didn't work. So it was fresh and new, but it also didn't work.
Fresh and new and bad.
That was definitely the case. So I'm hoping we won't see anything of the sort in that sort of stretch. I do definitely think whoever starts over on that T side should have a pretty good role. Obviously, if we see a strong CT side, I think the game is done.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that will be the case. And I would like to see Silhouette start on that T side just to see what they can get rolling, have some confidence built, because I think if experts start on it, I think this game will just be another stomp, because they do have individually some very talented players.
The problem with that is that, if I'm not mistaken, then expert, they won the 9th round. So they're probably going to choose... I guess CT.
I don't know. A lot of teams will choose CT.
You can choose T on Cobblestone as well. That's not a bad choice. But a lot of teams will, of course, choose CT.
It depends the way you want to look at it. In a lot of these games, I would say it's probably a good idea to actually start on T, because from what we've seen so far, the team that normally gets far enough ahead, we haven't seen any crazy comebacks yet. We've seen like maybe a team get a little bit close and make it close for comfort, but we haven't seen anyone go, hey, we're like, I don't know, 12-3 down and then come back. It just hasn't happened. I don't know if that's mentality or just the better team has always been the one in front. So I would say from this perspective, especially against a team who are like new to LAN events, new as a team in general, they've been together a couple of months, you're going to want to start on that strong side, push them into the ground, and then they're just not going to be coming back up.
Yeah, that is probably the strategy. And also we have to remember that Silhouette, they've gone straight from the first game, lost that, and this is the elimination game. They could go home without winning a single map here, and that also has to be crushing mentally.
So could Expert. I don't see it happening, but you have both teams are in this elimination
My logic
state.
in that argument was a bit flawed. I'll agree.
That's how,
I apologize.
That's how losers matches work.
It's been a long day.
You set them both down, but No,
in my mind, I don't know why like experts seem like the favorites in my mind, but yeah, they're of course both losers.
They've got a lot of experience, seen them in a lot of prior events. They've given in the past Team Secret a run for their money, and anybody who can give Secret a run for their money, in my mind, is going to be a strong contender at this tournament.
All right, so here we go. You got your wish. Oh, well, not really sure if that was your wish, but
Yeah,
Team
yeah,
Expert
T-
will
T
start on
side.
the CT side. So let's see if it all happens, if they're going to round Scylla in the ground, or if Scylla can bounce into this game and grab the pistol. It's going to be a very important one. We do see 2 flashbangs and 1 smoke on the Scylla team and the standard B setup right now. So this could be the pretty much most standard B, like the most standard pistol round here on Cobblestone, which is the B push. Or it could turn around and be something completely different. Let's have a look.
It's actually going to be Chubby peeking at the moment, the one with the majority of the utility, so that could be a little bit risky going into the beginning of the round. But however, Promise is going to be pushing up, and Kelly may get caught reloading, and that's already going to be the first entry onto the site. Chicken Coop does have Julie ready and waiting, but they're now going to explode out of drop down. The bomb is already on the floor, however, and 4 kills very quickly, just going the way of this CT side. A shutdown round. It may have been the first pick, but since then, it has all been Expert.
Yeah, definitely. I actually thought it looked promising, to be honest. They got the first pick. They got still like smoke and 2 flashbacks. They can make their way into the site, and then Expert just went into God mode and just destroyed them.
Promising for Promise.
So there we go.
That was
1-0.
dreadful.
That was
Dreadful start.
It's okay. It's okay. So now we have the
meta buy.
the meta buy 5 umps.
5. Oh, wait. We needed 1 more Tech 9.
Oh, that's true.
1 more Tech 9 on Chubby, and that was literally just, hey, have you read the meta recently? Yes, we've got some Tech 9s, and we've got some well, Shah has just dropped the bomb in the open. Luckily, Chubby's actually going to trade with the Glock. Who needs a Tech 9 when you have the Glock in hand running out? It will be a couple of players actually on the side. The rotation already coming back in. They have spotted the bomb, but actually in the meantime, Naomi's going to drop one over towards drop down. The problem is all the remaining players are over towards this A site. And I'm actually liking this. It's looking like the bomb is actually going to rotate away. No, it's not. A little bit questionable at the moment. I would like to see them fall back, but it seems like they're making this work anyway. However, Kelly will trade it back. Athena finishing things off, and Silhouette actually bounced straight back. Still very risky, the strategy they went for, though.
Yeah, but it paid off, and that's how gambles come out. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And this time, well, they are the winners, and they have...
Risk and reward.
Oh, wow. That was actually pretty good. I just destroyed that. I'm sorry. Team Expert, of course, we see Ginger saving because he wants to get on the AWP in the next round. That's fair enough. On the Silhouette side, we do see a Scout and then the MP7. This is something that I see female teams do a lot and male teams don't, like buy the MP7. And it's kind of curious to me. I would love to have one of the female players like explain to me the logic behind it, because I could be missing something, but...
Yeah, off the top of my head, I can only think of 1 player I've seen in like the last couple of months, and that was actually MBK.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was just sort of BM. Jinjin is going to be opening up. However, Athena going to go down. They're looking to break straight back. And Jinjin with another. Going to keep re-peeking. Eventually, Chubby will be there to trade. But the damage looking like it's already been done. Chubby will actually get another, however. But they have actually stacked over towards this A site at the moment. They are going to be holding for the rotation. Now, you have to look at the position of the bomb. They're not dedicated to the site by any stretch of the imagination. And I would quite like to see them fall back and maybe reposition, especially if a little bit of map control can be taken by Naomi.
Yeah, Naomi is now in a good spot. She can hold drop, and Chubby is actually going to go for the peek here. Not expecting... Oh, wow! Whiffs coming in for Petra, and she will go down as well. Chubby's on her way to the ace right now. 4 kills so far. Deagle in the hands of Gilly here. Let's see what she can do with it. 1v3, though.
She is the player on this team who, if you're going to look for a star, Kelly is the one. So... maybe there's something, but she has actually been spotted. Chubby, oh, for the ace. Come on, there's only 1 more player to deal with. You know exactly where she is. Pace is obviously going to be a huge amount of money. That'll be 3 grand in the bank if she can get all of these kills. Now, she's pretty much getting very close to that $1 million prize pool. Just got 1 more question to go, and she's nailed it. If not, she's still going to be going home with quite a lot of money, 2,400 in the bank. But you know she wants that final kill.
Yeah, like she's playing very disciplined right now, because if that was me, I would just rush for that kill.
Yeah.
But she's just holding the angle and saving the utility, making
That's
sure
why
she
you're
doesn't die.
here and she's there.
Oh, yeah. But then again, I don't play in an actual team, so...
That is true. And Kelly is actually going to be able to pick up a UMP. Now, the likelihood is they'll actually have to save towards the end of this, and especially with that extra kill coming in, there'd be no value for them forcing into this one.
Yeah.
Every single kill coming in with an SMG is going to boost the Silhouette economy hugely, and actually their money's not too bad. They didn't all fully invest into that one. Considering all they've won is the pistol,
yeah,
that's quite surprising, actually. Clearly didn't invest as much into that second round as I thought. AWP is going to be able to come out on Jinjin. Now, normally, I think we would probably, like, push the fact that the SMGs are in play at the moment, but no head armor on the other side of the CTs.
That's going to be a big factor. So let's see here. Quick play coming into mid right now, and both CT players are stacked at long.
Yeah, this is going to be a combination of Jinjin and Shifty. Now, obviously, this means the AWP can be perfectly positioned, but actually, she's going to miss the shot. The other players aren't even looking, and Jinjin has just had 2 sitters handed to her. The peak, however, will come out now. They don't really need to challenge this spot, and actually, Petra's going to find another in the meantime, and this has actually put them into quite a bad position. The retake should be quite comfortable. They have so much map control. They've got long A, and they have the rotation coming in towards B, and there's only going to be 3 players left to defend it. Now, at least they've got 2 of their rifle players standing. That's something at least. But we are going to see the peak coming back in. Anita looking to do a little bit more, but can't quite find anything yet. And, well, it is looking like they are just going to close her down, trapped in the corner, and the retake works wonderfully.
So there we go. Team Expert gonna go with the defuse here. It's gonna be tied up 2-2, and the economy is gonna be booming because they saved 4 weapons there, the CT sides, and that's really what you want to do on the CT side. You want to like survive with a bunch of weapons so you can build that economy, because we all know they have to buy kits. Their Molotovs are more expensive. Their rifles are more expensive down on the C side. So it's really, really crucial you can build that economy and save at least 2 or 3 rifles each round that you win.
Yeah, luckily because of the SMGs, we will actually see a buy coming out for the Silhouette side. They made a lot of money. We saw that in the previous round. A lot of that was in the hands of Chubby. Now, this team hasn't been one to bring in an AWP themselves too much, so I won't be surprised if we don't see that. And on Cobblestone T side, normally you're only really using that to actually counter an AWP on the opposing side. Yeah. Now, they have gone through this long push again. Now, last time they got in trouble because they got caught out by a flank, and the likelihood is that could happen again.
So the question is, if they rotate back and make a little noise, will the player in mid, that's Shifty, will she hear that? Yeah,
yes,
okay, she sees it now as well. She sees it now also. And yeah, I would say trigger discipline there, waiting for the full rotate. But she does get Chubby, so that's fine. She gets 1 kill, she gets the rotation called out, and now the CTs are perfectly ready.
It's going to be the push through drop, a risky one. It is a quick trade. This still leaves the man advantage over towards that CT side, but only for a moment, and then they get it back again. Quick couple of kills. It's going to be down to Bashar to try and finish this one off. The in-game leader for the team. 45 seconds, so no rush as of yet. Looking to see if she can find anyone in drop-down. Doesn't have any idea of the positions of the remaining players. Now, Jinjin is going to be holding that cross, but the thing is she can actually get round this and onto the site.
And she has a Molotov for the bomb later on, so this is actually a really clutchable 1v2.
I don't actually think they can hear the bomb from there. So obviously our fake plant doesn't really bring too much into this. They are going to be waiting for the bomb to go down just so they can go for the retake. They've got lots of utility to play with. Obviously a retake with an AWP isn't ideal, but obviously with 2 of them available, it is going to be high potential for them to pull this one off. Now, actually going to use the Molotov early on. That could be a little bit problematic, expecting someone to come in for a flank. She's going to go aggressive, and Shifty is going to spot her out, trying to find a 1 versus 1 duel. Instead, doesn't actually spot her opponent, and it will be a straight, well, pretty much comeback again. It's going to be the lead going back over to the Germans.
Yeah, so Expert now finding themselves on 3 rounds to 2. Shifty's, well, she's on 6-2 on that scoreboard save as Jinjin, so looking quite well over there. Julie still needs to step her game up a bit on 2 frags and 3 assists. Bouchard, the in-game leader, as you mentioned, on the bottom of the scoreboard for the Terrace team of Silhouette. So that's like, it's okay for an in-game leader to be in the bottom of the scoreboard because calling and setting up strats, that's fair enough, but you just can't be lacking like after 10 rounds. For now, it's fine, but if that keeps on being the pattern, then that's going to be a problem later on.
Yeah, it's very early in the game at the moment. They are going to go for a little bit of investment into the Tech-9s. They've got 2,400 coming into the bank next round, so shouldn't be too much of a problem. But I wonder if this will actually cause a little bit of a skimp in their buy. At the moment, it looks like they're going for a little bit of boost over towards A long, interestingly. Now, they've got the players waiting for any sort of aggression. Well, I think they've actually dropped off it now, never mind. Look like a fool. But we're not going to see too well, basically there's no aggression coming out. There has been a boost, I think, in the form of Shifty, who is actually going to be just looking down the ramp, awaiting anybody from there. It is quite an open position. If a correctly thrown pot flash goes in, you are completely blind and stood basically on a pedestal, just sort of like, yep, I'm here. We saw that earlier, absolutely destroyed, but they actually only have one flashbang total. And it looks like they're going to be using all their utility over towards this drop-down spot. I don't mind that with the Tech 9s at all. It's just where they actually go with it. They're going to split over towards this A side. Jinjin holding the cross. We'll get the first to pre-fire from Petchers. Very nice as well. And now the two long players, I don't want to say it, but really all they have to do is run in and die. They just don't want to be keeping these pistols in. If they can do a bit of damage, that's absolutely wonderful. Actually, it's going to be pretty close. Oh, there we go. Bashar gets one. Obviously a little bit of extra money, a little bit of extra damage over towards the CT side. We talk about them trying to build up. Jinjin going to go down as well. They're actually catching a few players here. And if they can get that AWP, that's actually fine for a save.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. And she saved the Molotov and body armor as well. So this is actually a really nice save. Coming from a round that looked dreadful for Silhouette. They actually go out. Well, not over yet.
Oh, no, not now. This would be very, very bad. Goes for the pick. Actually takes another one. Okay.
That's fine.
That was risky, but it worked.
Risk and reward.
I regret saying that now. I feel like I'm going to see that as your Twitter header soon. Just your face and then the word "and reward."
It can be arranged. I know people who do paint.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we've seen some wonderful paint skills. I prefer crayons.
Oh, crayons, of course. Master race.
Yeah. We got the AWP on both sides. Bashar is actually going to keep that in her hand. That's it. I spoke to them previously, and they said that basically that if somebody's feeling the AWP, they'll pick it up. Now, from my personal perspective, I do like a primary AWP on the team. I think you should always have someone who should be picking up the AWP, because just in sort of setups, that makes things a lot easier anyway, because you know that this person is going to be taking this pick or looking at this angle, whereas if you just pick it up randomly, it can just ruin your setups a little bit. But we'll see how it works out in this round. Obviously, the lead is currently with the CTs. And really, we want to see a T-sided half if Silhouette are going to have a chance in this game. Yeah.
So let's see here. Smokes are being set up by Chubby. And it's looking like a B execute right now coming in from Silhouette. And seeing that they have 5 smokes and a Molotov as well. Oh, perfect. Perfect peak timing coming out from Kaylee. And that's going to be pretty much one player going down. Chubby coming in with a refract, though, onto Curly. And it will be 4v4 right now. Still some utility left on the terrorist. Julie getting down as well. Athena taking that frag. And out onto Petro, who has to hold. Drop zone, but she can't.
Flank in the meantime will be coming in, but the bomb's already going to be planted. And they should have enough players that they almost definitely will be someone watching over towards that play. If there isn't, I will be very, very worried. And well, actually, Athena going to be moving over. Could get caught out. That's going to give Shifty a great opportunity. Jinjin's found another in the meantime. Promise will add one more, however, and this means you have to wonder for Jinjin, is this worth going for? She has a kit, going to go for the challenge, and actually falls in the meantime. 4-3. It's very close at the moment. I'm liking it.
Back and forth right now between these two teams.
Look at the money.
The money, yeah.
It's not good. The CT side... Well, this is the sort of question, because they eco this one, they're going to get themselves 1900 added on. Now, for Julie, that might be enough. You have to go for just an SMG or something, unless she can get something in this round. The rest of the team will be able to buy. Whether they get an AWP or not, that's another thing altogether. And that's been quite a big factor in their game so far.
Yeah. So right now, we're going to do see a quick B play here coming out. From at least one of the players getting that long control early on. 2 players now along. Let's see what the Deagle of Kelly can do. Trying to go for it. Not really hitting it. Molotov will obstruct her way. Bouchard picking up 1.
Yeah, she does actually manage to get a kill. Of course, every kill is a few $100s. That's another for Julie as well. That's an AK into the hands. They need to be keeping this world a little bit cleaner. And actually, Julie's just gone ham, taking it down back to 1 versus 1. She's already got herself 3 kills in this round. Promise looking to try and save this. This should have been an easy round. Just pistols in this position, and Julie's going to clutch it out. Managing to finish off a round that should never have happened. 4 kills, and all they invested was a few pistols.
That was absolutely insane coming out of her. And that means Expert are now going to be on 5-3. They're going to start to build economy once again, because these teams, as we said before, have been trading back and forth. So if you can string a few rounds together, start building that economy, might be the gateway to winning this game. Silhouette now on complete pistols. Some of them on some utility as well. Promise on the full raid boss setup with head armor as well. Let's see how they're going to do.
aggressive push out. Bashar going to start things off. It will be Julie to be the anchor on the side. Just about getting away with the spray. She does have support from Petra in the meantime. They need to close her down. They need to get her off this side. They're going to have a bomb plant. Promise gets 2, however, bringing it back to just a 1 versus 2 scenario, but Jinjin is there to close. Still, very costly for this CT side. However, their economy is a little bit better because of that eco round that they managed to win.
So Jinjin sitting on 11-5 right now with 5k to spare. Actually, even, yes, she's going to drop this round because of surplus money she has in her account. So 6-3 for Team Expert, looking rather okay here on the CT side. And, well, because of that force buy there coming in from Silhouette, they're going to do another Tech 9 before they do the full-up buy on that T side. And it looks like they're going to do, well, pretty much the quick B push again.
I'm interested to see where the smokes are going to go because they seem like they're a little bit late. They will go onto the side. They're going to try and create the wall of smokes. The problem is there's a gap, and that's just the worst possible thing for them to have. Triple kill for Julie because of one slight mistake in that smoke, and that's all it takes. Just a couple of angles. Bashar will be able to get one with the deagle. However, Julie, again, just shutting this round down. Doesn't get the ace, unfortunately. It's just going to be 4. But Athena now to try and clutch versus 3. I don't see this happening. Doesn't have the range weapon. The Tech 9 is good. Yeah. But it's not quite best.
But as you mentioned with that gap, if you want to invest in smokes in that round, you have to make sure they're absolutely perfect in order to create that strat, the wall of smokes, as we see on train as well. If there's a slight gap, that just destroys the entire round. So you got to make sure that that is 100%.
Well, you have to give props as well to Julie for finding the gap. And not only that, but spraying down 4 players.
So. Yeah, and spray control. So of course, yeah, really nice play from Julie. 7-3 is going to be the scoreline, and it seems like Expert has finally found like their rhythm in this game. They picked up 2 or 3 in a row now and are looking quite good. This is going to be the buy coming out of Silhouette, so this is their chance of bringing it back now. If they lose this one, I think, well, pretty much the Expert train is going to be rolling from the station.
Yeah, this will be the problematic one. They could have actually got a sort of weaker buy into the last round, but decided just to half buy and actually save their money to make sure this one had all the nades in place. Shifty is going to be boosted up once again with the FAMAS. Now, obviously, there's still a few constraints on the CT economy because they're not investing into the primary rifles, I suppose. I'm going to throw in a few names, but actually it doesn't look like they're dedicating over towards this A site whatsoever. The rotation is going to come back in, and they have pulled a 3rd player over towards A.
Let's see him. Looks like it's going to be a B hit from Silhouette. It's going to be Kelly and Julie in unison to hold this bomb site. Really nice defensive position. I actually really like that. Picking up 2,
no.
Maybe even 3.
Yeah, and actually the push coming back in over towards A has completely failed as well, leaving just Athena once again. A shutdown from Julie over towards drop down in the Taz position. And now got to try and push back in. Nice shot to catch out Jinjin. Back to a 1 versus 2. This is looking a little bit more possible. Kelly and Shifty actually split between the sites at the moment. We will see the pause in the meantime being called in. Clearly some tactics need to be changed by Silhouette, but we are just waiting to see what can actually be done. Now, she doesn't have the bomb, so in this situation, the round may just be already over, even if she gets this kill. Yeah. I don't actually think she can do anything. It won't matter. Shifty's going to shut her down anyway, but without the bomb in that scenario, it just meant all her teammate had to do was stay alive. 8-3, pause come in. Now, from a sort of in-game leader perspective here, you're down on what should be the stronger side of the map. Yeah. What do you say in this situation?
So what I think I've seen so far is that they've done a lot of B splits, and also they've tried to go for the fake towards B and then push towards A. What I would like for them to do is do like a full-on A push, not like straight out of the gate push in, but like go in, take map control, maybe 1 play lurker in B, so you're not going to get caught off guard or something like that, and then at a specific timing, throw a couple of smokes in, throw a couple of flashes in, and then go for the pincer on A, because that's the only thing that I haven't seen so far from them.
They haven't pincered. I think the 1 or 2 rounds they've gone A, they all pushed through
exactly.
long.
So
and then they got isolated by either somebody flanking or just in that middle position.
But it's very important when you do that pincer that you have sync absolutely on point. You have to be push through long and push through mid
and no gaps
push
and
through
smokes.
Long. At the exact same time, the smokes have to be perfect and you have to hit the opening shot. So 3 things they need. If they can get those 3, then they have a chance of winning this upcoming round. Or what, not the upcoming round, because this is pretty much going to be Tech 9s and a couple of flashes, but the round after that where they're going to buy AKs.
Yeah, the other thing I'd like to see is actually utilizing drop a little bit better. I think they've managed to take control of it, The problem is a lot of their splits, have, as you said, the same as over on A, the timing's been a little bit off. So you can actually see players such as Julie over on the side who's been able to take a kill over towards plat and then look back towards drop. And that could be literally a second. Like a second is the difference, or point of a second. But if they push at the same time, well, this is going to be the most basic analysis you can ever hear. You can only look up in one direction at once. So if they push at the same time, Julie is dead. And to be fair, she has been massive in the last few rounds. Like we saw Jinjin at the top of the board, not anymore. Yeah. She's taken over 14 and 7. And if they can isolate her, I feel like that site becomes a little bit weaker.
I really agree with that. So right now we're going to see, as I said, the pistol kind of like pistol buy here. They're going to buy some armor, they're going to buy a few utility grenades, and then they're going to go for, once again, this speed push. And I think this is not the round that we're talking about in the break. This is pretty much whatever they can do here.
Well, Kelly will start things off again. Bashar able to trade one back, but it's... well, this one right here, this guy right here. This is who we want to be watching. Julie has been an absolute tank over on this side and is going to continue. Gets one. Unfortunately, she doesn't even get a chance to get a second as her teammates chime in. Don't want her getting too far away off the board, of course, so they are quickly there to help. Obviously, 9-3, that's expected. Now, I think we need to see a shutout from Silhouette. They need the last 3 rounds, otherwise their CT side is going to become very, very difficult, no matter how good it is. If you're this far down.
They need to split A with perfect timing. They have the perfect setup. They have all the money in the world they need. They have all the utility. This is the time for them to show that they can play T-side Cobblestone, because if they lose this one, it's probably going to be like 11-4 or 12-3 or something like that.
They have picked up the AWP. It switched hands once again. We saw, I think, Naomi pick it up once.
Bouchard picked it up once.
Yeah, Bouchard. And there we go. Well, promise this time. AWP pick. Kelly is down. Now, they've already got another player over towards this B site. The rotation has come in. Team Expert going to hold 2 on the site and 1 towards drop. This leaves Jinjin as the catalyst or player on A. We do see this quite often just because she can take a pick and sort of fade back towards the site a little bit more. And she actually playing in a relatively aggressive angle over towards the site. But what I'm liking at the moment is Silhouette have not just run in off of this pick.
Yes.
They are waiting. They're playing patiently. And the big thing about this patience is that sometimes it can force the CTs into a rotation. And you can actually see this happening as I speak. You can see Team Expert getting a little bit wary about the fact that it could still go over towards this A site. So they've got a second player near drop, or sort of just outside the window so they can get back towards A. This means on B site at the moment, Julie is the only player there.
Yeah, we saw the exact same thing when CLG Red played LDLC, and CLG Red did this thing to perfection, and they won multiple rounds on it. So let's see if Silhouette can copy that move and do the exact same thing. So far, we have 3 players towards that B side, so no one has really rotated towards A. And now the rotation comes from Silhouette, so now they're going to go A after a long wait. And it's going to be up to Jinjin to stop them, get that fadeaway shot, and rotate.
Yeah, she's just going to get that pick, fall
back.
That's
Nice.
Now try and take it from a more passive angle to make sure that she has the advantage every single time. Obviously, if they had a man disadvantage going into a retake, it's a little bit different now. She's holding the cross, doesn't quite manage to connect the shot, but may get the second, but there's Bashar. Takes her head clean off. It's still going to be a trade, though. Petra, someone who's been a little bit quiet so far, pushing back in, already finding 2. Can't get the third. The trade's not going to be there. Naomi actually picks up 2. It's all on to Shifty. They know where she is at this point. There's no reason to take aggressive angles. They've just got to wait for her. But actually, Naomi almost being caught out. Both players very low on HP, 16 and 17 alike. And now Chubby is going to be back into a 1 versus 1. Shifty has the kit and will clutch things out. It's going to be another round on the board. And again, I feel like there was some mistakes made there by Silhouette. They had everything set up. Props have to go to Shifty, but that was a 2v1, and they played it as 2 1v1s.
So for the people who follow CSGO, there's a figurehead, an old man of esports called Sir Scoots. Back in the day when he was a team manager, he used to have a tiny baseball bat that said, "Don't peek." Every time a player peeked in a clutch position, he would just dab him. That's what they needed right there. They were 2v1 and they were both peeking. You should not do that in that situation. And they're from NA as well,
I want a don't peek baseball bat, and well, maybe Jinjin needs one as well. The aggressive peek over towards long, quite a common play to make, and Promise us the second round in a row. She's actually going to get that early pick. Now we get to see what they do with it. Now the fact is, their after plants have been the problem. Like they managed to get the bomb down quite a few times, and they've just been retaken by the Team Expert side. We saw that in the previous game as well. they did struggle versus retake. So I think that's something they're definitely going to need to practice after this tournament, but we're not done quite yet. They have got this early pick. Now they're looking to try and get themselves what looks like over towards this B side. Now there's still plenty of time left on the clock, so they don't really need to do anything as of yet.
So let's see here, 4v5, AWP still on promise, has that first kill in her bag already. Molotov being burned at 58 seconds. They still have 3 Molotovs remaining on that CT side, so that's not too big of a problem. I really like the utility usage on Team X, but they're using it, but they're not like using it all in the first 30 seconds. So they're kind of spreading it out, making sure that they can block off Silhouette whenever they want to do a push. They haven't really committed yet, but if they had committed, they would have been blocked by the utility so far on Team Expert. And now it's looking like they want to go towards that B-bomb side. 30 seconds remaining, they have to do the push now.
Kelly's going to be over towards the back already, throwing out the Molotov. I think that's just sheer confidence that they're keeping the utility so late. Flashbang's going to be going out. Kelly's still able to just survive at the moment, but it's going to be Julie again, just holding a crossfire. The smoke doesn't isolate her, and she always seems to find the gap. It leaves just 2 players left. Petra is there to do it, and Julie with another triple kill. Just being an absolute star over on this B side. And I didn't get to see in the previous couple match I casted somebody really doing well over on B. Julie has just taken that mantle.
It's funny how Kelly can like play in a position where she doesn't even fire a single bullet, but still the way, like, because she's there,
yeah.
She's such a nuisance. They know she's there. She's peeking out. Oh, I'm still here. You still have to like take care of me and like focus on my position, and that opens up for Julie to get the frags, and that's just perfect team play coming out of Expert. 11-3 right now. Silhouette looking absolutely, well, lost here in on this T side. They haven't really been able to string anything together for more than just a couple of rounds, or just 1 round, really. Now Jinjin can shut them down with an AWP. Petra getting the first one.
Yeah, and it will be a trade. Kill going to be coming back in. Shifty with another missed shot from Jinjin. This could actually give the site over. The problem is they have a 3-pronged retake already in play. Kelly going to be burned down to just 42 HP. They're actually going to double molly that position. Of course, we know that the CT side are going to be going for it. It's the last round of the half. They don't really have much of a choice. Chubby doesn't actually have a gun in hand as of yet. But we are going to see this push back in. Jinjin, there we go, connects the first shot. Going to be bringing it back to that 3 versus 2. Promise still expecting someone to come from behind. Naomi with a different position actually manages to catch one. It is going to be her alone, however. She's got a lot to do. Misses the first, connects the second, and clutches it out. 4 kills for Naomi. That's what it takes for them to get their 4th round. But it's still not going to be too much over on that T side. They've got a lot to do.
Definitely. A lot of work cut out for them going into this second half here. Team Expert definitely looking like the favorite, and we saw it in the pistol round, we saw it in the later stages of this first half. Silhouette, as I said, they didn't even string. Yeah, they got 2 rounds in the beginning, and then they got like
that's economy.
2 separate. Yeah, exactly, because they struggled to string weapon rounds together, and if you can't do that on the T side, then you can't like win that T side at all.
I think they definitely also need to just. I think like a lot of the setups they've got are actually very, very good. I think they know what they need to be doing. The problem is just the smokes, just a little bit off.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. You line them up, you get them perfect, and you take away, say, a Julie quad kill, a Julie 3K.
Yeah.
She is the one who I feel like just knows. Like the second the smoke is missed, she's just gonna go, okay guys, I'm gonna exploit this now, and I'm gonna destroy you. And it's harsh, because if that smoke is just, say, an inch to the left, inch to the right, they will probably win that round and Julie can't do anything. And that's all it is, just perfecting a few little smoke setups, and then, like, ideas-wise, they're definitely on point.
Definitely. Right now, I think we're going to see, I think I might get my wish fulfilled and see a Pincer A play coming out from the terrace.
There's
because
no nades.
Yeah, no nades, so they're going to take the map control and then push in. They have 1 player lurking, that's Julie, who we're following right now, who's going to go into drop and be such a nuisance. But the rest of the players are pushing onto this A bomb site. They've got to do the Pincer move. The CTs are there, though.
However, it's not going to matter. Kelly and Shifty are just going to pick up the first 2 kills. Already rotations are attempting to come in, but look at this flank. Julie will get 1. There's a flank on the flanker, but it may not matter at this point in time. Naomi with 1. I think that may be it. Bashar in a 1 versus 4. And, well, there's just no hope in this point. 12-4. Pistol goes the way of Team Expert. And to have a hope in this game, they're going to have to do what they did in the previous second round and actually just bounce straight back.
Yeah, let's see if they can do that. We do see, once again, the meta buy coming in.
Didn't work last time.
5 UMPs, and on the CT side we see almost the
They've
same
done it-
meta buy. Like one player sticking on like the wrong gun, and
Damn
then
you,
4
Chubby.
players
It's
getting on
the
5-7.
exact same as last time.
Yeah.
She will not. She will not buy
I'm not going to conform to your
standards.
standards. I'm going to do my own thing, and she does that. Last time it worked out. Let's see if we can do that again.
Yeah, she got the kill with the Glock. But
Glocks.
we're actually going to see just a straight 8 push.
Yeah.
This is quite unfortunate because in most, like, I am a big fan of a gamble when you have, well, I know Valve aren't a fan of gambling.
Oh,
but,
reference.
yeah, we are going to have the gamble, but the problem is, it's like, you have to do it because you have a weaker buy.
Yes.
That's obviously logical. But when it goes wrong, you should save.
Yeah.
I know they're in a horrible position, but you still have to play your game.
I agree.
And pushing back in here, there is literally no point. But maybe this will be that 5% chance. I'm not feeling it at the moment. This is going to be very difficult to get back into this side because the fact is the T's, they know they have close range weaponry. So what are they going to do? They're going to play close range.
They haven't even used their utility. That's the best part. They have like 3 smokes remaining. So even though like they could also like they could smoke off every single angle, but they're just so confident that they're just holding the angles instead. And just like, yeah, we're gonna save these smokes to another round. We can hold this easy. And yeah, as you say, they save most of the weapons. They pick up a UMP 45, 2 kills on Athena, which
Can
is
drop a 5-7
yeah,
as well.
fine trade as well. So they're gonna have something coming into this next round, but I'm gonna put my money on Team Expert getting on 14, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't even think they should invest in this. I want to at least see them get a buy on the board.
Oh
'cause
yeah, they should stick now. They have one player on 2800, which could potentially,
Drop
with
the
one
pistol.
UMP 45 kill, she could maybe get an AWP in the next round. That could be an
Should give
ideal
the pistol
situation.
over though.
Oh yeah, definitely
that's,
should drop the 5-7 to one of the USPS players, but haven't done so. Quite.
Mistakes are made.
Yeah.
And it happens sometimes. Obviously, they're so far down. I think there may be something a little bit worse on their minds at the moment,
Yeah.
but we'll see. Naomi is going to be trying to play up close and personal. Now, this is sort of the exact position where a 5-7 would be wonderful.
Yes.
Athena is going to be looking over towards Platt. Broken wall, definitely a place for contention, especially with close range weapons. The problem is, it's almost the exact same weapon over on the other side. Maybe just a slightly different skin. Obviously, that does add an
Yeah,
extra like
of
50%
course,
damage when you have.
Desert
Actually, her skin's better. So
Desert Eagles with Blaze skins have 65% high headshot rates.
yeah, I've heard that. That's why Nico's so good.
Yeah,
But,
that's the only reason.
That's the only reason. We are going to have Athena ready and waiting. She does actually have the majority of players pushing in her direction. She's got a lot of work to do and doesn't get anything done. So unfortunately, this round is just going to be going exactly the same as the last. The remaining 2 players, I wouldn't even mind if they just saved the armor here, because you can just get a few more nades. That's always going to be a problem going into your sort of 3rd round buy. We'll be able to drop one though. Maybe there's even a weapon on the floor.
Yeah, let's see. She's aware of someone being in that drop position. So that's actually really nice. But yeah, they're just going for it, trying to go for whatever they can here. Bouchard trying to get in, get that UMP 45. Terrorists are not allowing her. She'll get another one though. Bouchard getting a double there, but it's not going to be enough. 14-4 is going to be the score. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. But
Scores on the doors.
scores on the doors. So here we go. 23-10 on Julie right now.
Yeah, she was been absolutely phenomenal. And the fact is, I think Shifty would be even further up if they actually just went A more.
Yeah,
Because she's only died 7 times in this game. AWP going to be straight in for Jinjin. They're not mucking about with a bonus round. They're not going to go for these SMGs continuing. They are going to go for their buy. Shifty will keep 1. And on the other side of things, not a whole lot of utility. This is the main reason I wouldn't have minded if they saved the armor. Because then you could see some incendiaries in the mix for Bouchard or for Promise. And that would have been nice just for the slowing power. Obviously, we did see them struggle with aggressive pushes. Now, this time, they are going to go for a little bit of a boost. A very common one, a pre-fire spot for most players. In fact, the spot that Jinjin is playing.
Yeah.
Now, a Molotov into that left-hand corner, and Bouchard is
That's
done.
one player dead. Okay, well, now they know she's there.
That's actually not bad. To get away from that is very, very lucky. And Naomi's actually going to pick up another one. Jinjin actually just missing another shot. She is having a little bit of trouble in this game, but Petra is there to bring it back to this 4-on-4 situation and actually takes the advantage for her team. 3 kills from Platt, leaving a Naomi and Promise to try and save this. Now, obviously, this could be their only buy of the CT side, unless these 2 players can step up. Now, they've got a flank coming in. Naomi is aware of this position. Nobody going to come in from drop. They are going to hear the bomb going down, and that's actually going to make her turn around. The timing just not quite there. Promise now in a 1 versus 3 AWP. Quite a lot of utility still in hand, and it doesn't matter. Julie is going to peek out, take the head clean off of Promise. And now we have 1 round likely to be left on the board as the force buy has to come in for Silhouette.
Silhouette with their backs turned against the wall. If they lose this one, it's a long way home to North America with 0 map wins, match wins in the bag.
Yeah, it has to be said, it's a brutal bracket. Because only playing 2 maps and being out, well, that is harsh.
The definition of brutal.
But we will obviously hope that we get to see them again. I hope they come back.
Yeah,
obviously get a little bit more practice in and perfect some of the strategies they've come up with. I'd be very happy to see them back. Maybe at the next female tournament, we'll see through the qualification. But we're not done. We're acting as if it's over.
Yeah.
It's still possible. The dream is still alive. They've got some UMPs. We know how good those are. Double scout is interesting, but with the tags, they will make those SMGs ever more deadly by the second. Now they are. We're seeing the T's set up towards this A site. Currently, Promise is going to be playing there alone. 2 players in drop close with the UMPs. And this is going to be trying to reduce the split. Now, if they can actually win these duels, there is actually a chance for them to take this round already. Julie going to be peeking in, but it will be Shifty to start things off. Will they expect a second player to be in drop? That is the question. Naturally, they will now because they've already lost the A site. Chubby going to have to be rotating in. Now, they know there's a player in drop. To not have anybody around that position is very risky, especially if Julie should be flanking at this point, just waiting to be the bane of their lives. Bashar is going to go down. Athena will at least be able to trade, but now she is the only one left. 1 versus 4 to save their tournament life. And she's got a whole lot to do. Where do you even go in this situation? She doesn't have a kit. She has a tiny bit of utility. She's just got to run in. She's got to do something crazy. Go Rambo style.
We
just got... What are the chances? And it's not going to happen. 16-4, a dominating performance for a team expert, getting themselves into that decider match. And, well, they now have a chance to get their revenge.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be LDLC who's going to take on the winner. This one, of course, Expert, as we just saw. Expert kind of coming hot off that win. They're going to take some confidence. They're going to take some flow, take some momentum into the next one, and see what they can do against the French team.
So it's basically whoever plays the first match of the group goes through.
Yeah.
And then they the other 2 teams play once. They win a best of 1. Now, if Expert win this, we have had an almost identical group.
Also seeing that, it's been 16-6, 16-6 in the 2 first ones. It's actually been very one-sided for the winners so far in this group.
Yeah, no, we haven't seen too many close matchups whatsoever. Obviously, you did see the bracket there. It does mean that our decider match is up next. And, well, I imagine we'll be throwing to, hopefully, a very, very short break, and then we can come back.
Sure. I think also Team Expert are going to be very, very keen on getting this game started as soon as possible.
Well, they're feeling hot at the moment,
yeah, they're
obviously.
feeling very hot. And LDLC, of course, want to get straight into that semi-final tomorrow and be flying that French flag.
Yeah, of course. So, obviously, unfortunately, there's no Polish teams,
so
there's not going to be a home crowd. Unfortunately, there's no Polish teams in the other one either. And IEM, RIP Virtus Pro. I had to say it. I'm actually so disappointed.
Yeah,
I'm so sad that they have gone home because I'm going to miss. I wanted to see Taz.
Yeah,
big fan of Taz, but obviously that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen for Silhouette either, and that means obviously we are going on to the next match relatively shortly.
Yeah,
just after this break.